Hey, Colin Receiver here. Been getting a lot of questions about our $10,000 guarantee. So I figured I'd shoot this quick video. I'm on the way to the office this morning. Figured I'd shoot this quick video and talk a little bit about what it really means, how we're able to even offer this crazy guarantee that nobody's heard of before, what data is behind it, and then how it works. Because how it works is one of the biggest questions that we've gotten. So if you follow me for any length of time, you know that we've been huge proponents of tracking. You have to know what your marketing is doing in order to be successful. Otherwise, you're spending your money on marketing that's not working. If you don't know how many butts in the chairs your marketing is generating for you, you truly don't know what your marketing's doing. So if you're judging your success of marketing on hits and clicks and ranking and impressions and all these things that media companies like to talk about, you're judging your success by their metrics, not yours. You may have a very successful whatever campaign that has lots of impressions and they're showing you all these number one rankings, but rankings are subjective. You can rank number one and a single patient never finds you. It doesn't always make sense. It's a little bit counterintuitive to think that, wow, I can have a number one ranking, but nobody ever finds me. But if you understand how Google works, you understand how that happens every day. And I'll come back to that. I don't want to get sidetracked on a Google discussion here. So we've been doing call tracking and recording for years. And the way we've done it is we give a separate call tracking number out to every different aspect of a marketing campaign. And then we track which call tracking number gets the most calls. And we give a secure dashboard that the practice, our client or their front office staff can log into and listen to these calls. And after doing this for, probably a decade now, we found that the biggest hurdle, the biggest problem with this method of getting results for doctors, of trying to calculate the results, was that the doctors and their staff never had the time to log in and listen to the calls and give us that feedback. You guys are busy, you're wearing 7 hats already, you're running around, you're doing the marketing, you're doing the clinical, you're managing the practice, you're doing hygiene checks, you got families and dance recitals and soccer games and everything else going on in your lives. And what we found is that it never got done. So the real data that we needed to better help our dentist was never actually getting back to us. And what that means is we didn't feel like the campaigns could be optimized and tweaked as well as we possibly could. So starting January 1st of this year, January 1st, 2016, about 6 months ago, we built out a whole new division at SmartBox. And our call quality analysis division does nothing. The only thing they do is listen to every client's phone calls that we have all day long. They listen to our clients' dentist phone calls and rate them. We give you a rating on how well you did. We give you notes. And then we also mark these calls coming in as one of 4 categories. It's a new patient that got scheduled, right? That's the best one. The second is a new patient that didn't get scheduled. That's a problem category. The third is a phone call that your front office staff didn't answer. Now, that's a big problem category. And then the fourth category is existing patients because, let's be honest, your existing patients sometimes find your advertising or they go to your website and they call your tracking number. And we need to make sure that we exclude those people from our calculations. So by listening to all these calls, we exclude those calls from your existing patients. We exclude those calls from your lab or from your wife or whoever it is. And we're only counting the calls that are actual new patients scheduled, not scheduled, or phone calls not answered. Because that's your 3 areas that you have to look at to be successful. And we've been doing this for 6 months now. So we've got 550 clients listening to all their calls for over 6 months. We're in the 7th month now, July. And what we're finding is astounding. It's the kind of data that we've wanted to have for years. It's amazing to be able to look at a practice and say, listen, here's all your marketing that you have going on. Sorry, let me get the autopilot on. Here's all the marketing that you've got going on. And here in this marketing, this generated 22 new patients scheduled for you last month. But even more important than that, out of that 22 new patients scheduled, there was another 40 new patients that weren't scheduled. So effectively, Dr. Smith, you're only appointing at 33%, which is horrible. I mean, you're literally flushing your marketing dollars down the toilet if you're only marketing at 20, 30, 40, 50%. You've got to get that scheduling number up in the 70, 80, 90% range. And the other thing we're finding is that a lot of practices flat out don't answer their phones. And I really think it's a resource issue. It's the same reason that for years we haven't been able to reliably get this data back from doctors, because they're so busy with all the other things going on in their lives, rightfully so. But what we're finding is that a lot of times 30% of a front office's phone calls are flat out not answered during business hours. And that's just I mean, what it comes down to, you're wasting your marketing dollars. You're spending money on marketing, and you're not even following up with the new patient leads that you're getting. You're not even responding to them. Patients aren't going to leave voicemails. Patients aren't going to give you a second chance. You have a chance to answer the phone, and if you don't answer the phone, they're going to go right down to that next person. They're going to keep looking on Google for whoever they think is the best person for their needs. So what we've done is we've taken 6 months worth of data that we have for new patients, scheduled, not scheduled, and we have accumulated that, we have aggregated that, and we have broken it down by enrollment level that a dentist works with us in. So we have several different levels that a practice can engage with us and work with us in. And we set these levels up because, we work with hundreds of dental practices. We have to have some sort of repeatable system that we know that we've done it here with 100 other practices in market areas just like yours, all across the country, in 50 states, on 3 continents. And we know with this package, in this market area, with these demographics, we can generate this result. And this result is not talking about terms of rankings and impressions and click share and all this stuff. We now have the data to look at any practice and say, with our system, with our patient attraction system, you want these results? Okay, great. We have this elite package here. This elite level package in your market area will generate you these results. Here's 100 other practices in markets just like yours that we've done it in. And by the way, we have such a confidence in what we do that we're offering our $10,000 guarantee. And what our $10,000 guarantee says is that if our data is wrong, if we haven't crunched all this data correctly, and or we just flat out don't deliver, if for any reason, with 2 caveats, and I'll tell you what these 2 caveats are in just a minute. If we don't deliver the new patients that we promise on your package that you enroll in, the actual new patients calling your office, we'll give you $10,000 and we'll send you on your way. We'll let you out of any contract you signed with us. We'll send you on your way, and by the way, we'll write you a check for $10,000. So the 2 caveats, I told you there's 2 caveats to our $10,000 guarantee, and here they are. Number 1, you have to engage with us, and your project has to launch on the timeline and on the schedule that we set forth. So we want to get all of our packages, the video shoots, the website, the nurture systems, the books, the free reports, the email marketing, the whole system that we put together. Our goal is to get that out the door in 90 days. And when we get that out the door in 90 days, we have the resources to do it if the doctor engages with us. And we make this super easy. Listen, we've done this for a decade. We've done this with thousands of dentists. We're currently working with 550 dentists across North America and Australia, and England, Spain, had a prospect from Thailand, Taiwan that might even move forward here in the near future. That's going to be a fun shoot for the video guys to get out to Taiwan for. But if you engage with us and you give us the information that we need, we can get your package launched in 90 days. I have no hesitation about committing to that. The second caveat is that you have to answer 90% of the phone calls that come into your practice. And here's why I did this. You might be saying to me, well, Colin, but marketing has nothing to do with if we answer the phones or not. No, it doesn't. But if you're not on board with your success, then neither are we. If you don't make your success a priority, then how can you expect anybody else in the world to help you succeed? You know, you can lead the horse to water, but you can't make him drink. And we can make your phone ring off the hook in a lot of cases. But if you're not answering those phones, you're not helping yourself. And there's no sense in me offering you a guarantee if you're not going to answer your phones in your office. So we have made that a stipulation of our guarantee. Our Zetetic system can very easily print you out a report at any time, any place, showing exactly how many of your phone calls you're answering and not answering. And as long as you're answering 90% or more of your phone calls, you apply for the guarantee. You're eligible. The third stipulation, I mentioned two, there's actually three. The third stipulation is that you don't do anything that's really out in left field. If you come to me and say you want a purple with pink polka dot website, and we say to you, man, that's a bad idea, we don't think you should do that. And you say, no, I want to do it. I've always wanted a purple website with pink polka dots. And I'm being silly here, obviously, but I can't predict what kind of things somebody might ask us for. So the third is really a kind of catch-all caveat that if you ask us to do something and we say, man, this is really a bad idea, and then you say you want to go ahead with it anyway, and we say, if you do this, your guarantee is not going to apply because we refuse to stand behind whatever this is. So far, we haven't had anybody throw anything out there. Everybody that we work with, people come to us because we have the data, we have the evidence, we have the patient attraction systems that can generate results. And we've been doing this for a long time. I've been at this since 1997. I built Dr. Ron, my dad's first website, and we've got this refined down to a science. And the guys that work with us, our most successful clients, are the ones that look to us for input and direction on what we have seen and what we're currently seeing working to attract these implant and Invisalign and cosmetic cases all across the United States right now. Realize that you may have some friends in other market areas and you can trade advertisements or look at what's working or what's not, but we have a sample size, a humongous sample size of what we can look at and what's working in various market areas, various demographics, various package levels, all kinds of data that we can aggregate and use to help all of our clients. The rising tide raises all ships, so to speak. So this is the genesis of our $10,000 guarantee. It's the evidence, it's the data, and we're confident enough to stand behind what we do with a $10,000 money-back guarantee that if we don't deliver what we say we're going to deliver, then there's no reason to continue down this road. There's no reason to be in a bad engagement that isn't working. You feel like you're paying and not getting results. Whatever the case may be, it's not working, let's part ways and go on our merry business. We're confident in what we do with our patient attraction systems to stand behind it. And we hope you'll take a minute to review our guarantee and consider that what you're doing right now, what is the potential that you could be doing? I see a lot of practices that are, working 5-6 days a week. They're on the insurance rat race, I call it. They're running the treadmill, and they're never really feeling like they're getting ahead. Maybe you've got an associate, maybe you don't have an associate. Maybe you've lost a couple staff members and you're really in overdrive right now. You're paying that overtime and you're working nights and weekends. A patient attraction system that can attract the kinds of patients that you want, the niche cases, the large elective case dentistry, these are the kinds of cases that can really take you to where you want to be with your practice, with your life, with your success. This is the kind of dentistry that you truly enjoy doing. And if you're the kind of dentist that is looking for that, if you're wanting to get off that insurance rat race, the insurance treadmill, you're wanting to go fee for service, let us show you. Let us give you a blueprint, a market area customized to your practice, your demographics, your location, and show you what it can do. Show you what kind of results we're seeing with practices just like yours, in market areas just like yours, that we're working with all across the United States. And if you don't like what we show you, no commitment. I think you will, though. I think you owe it to yourself to let us show you what we could do for you. I appreciate your time as always. Keep moving forward.